That's a community organizer. We're very, very fortunate to have Doris Cassan on the show tonight. Go to this, it's a Facebook page, really very interesting Facebook page, and it's Stop Seatac Eminent Domain. Interesting, an awful lot about this. I want to go, let's skip over the Seattle Times editorial and go instead to the final Google Earth picture that we're going to show, because you said it's right across from the airport. I'm not sure that people could see, but let's go to that. Because right there, when you say it's right across from the airport, it is.
It's right across. Well, actually, it's Sound Transit. You know, it's if you go to the station there, you can walk right across into the airport. It's in my corner.
Really? Well, all right. So January 26, 2010 was the city council meeting where they rescinded it. Here, let's go to the Seatac blog, actually, community blog. Seatac Council rescinds eminent domain claim against Park and Fly. And here's a quote, interesting quote. The Casans are committed to making this a first-class development, said council member Tony Anderson. What does that mean? What's a first-class development on that property?
Well, we may have difference of opinions on that, but to us, a first-class would be a hotel with a parking garage. Mm-hmm.
So is your use right now, is it low class right now?
Well, it's not the highest and best use economically, no. And we had planned to develop it when the economic times were...
Three Stooges. Yeah.
So better that we could use the property and do the building,
Yep.
but the economic times are not that good right now to start building.
Yeah, not a whole lot of development. I also want to go, do we have this clip ready from the
we
Seatac
now
council meeting?
are going to recess.
If it's ready, I'd like to go to that. Yeah, let's go to the clip right now. This is from Councilmember Mia Gregerson.
The meeting for, it doesn't say how many minutes here, 15 minutes.
See, that doesn't seem to
and
be...
to honor the fire chief, retiring fire chief. So at this point in time...
Well, we're having some technical difficulties. In any event, the council members seem to be making an indication that lies had been told about the city of Seatac. What was that all about?
I'm not sure what the lies were. I think they weren't all exactly excited that we were able to rescind or get enough.
How did you do it? How did you beat them?
Well, it was a really team effort. It was the citizens, it was our staff people, it was ordinary people that just don't think the idea of taking private property, surface parking lot, and building another parking lot that is a garage and taking private property for eminent domain.
I think we have that clip ready, so let's go to the clip right now from the Seatac City Council meeting, January 26, 2010.
Right.
Is it ready?
Here we go.
Council of the City of Seatac, Washington, do ordain as follows. Ordinance 09-1028 is hereby repealed. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon the city clerk receiving an order of dismissal from the King County Superior Court for case number 09236516-4, Kent 176 Seatac LLC et al. Versus City of Seatac et al. Within 14.
Sorry about that, but in any event, let's go on though to this next thing. This actually came from another blog in this community blog. It says more on the Casan's victory in Seatac, and it said Jim and Doris Cassan's long eminent domain nightmare is over for the moment. What does that mean, for the moment?
I think the city still has dreams of maybe putting, you know, they want to put roads through it where really none of the property could be developed in the type of...
It's a parking lot. They want to put roads through the parking lot?
Well, you should see some of their drawings. They had all kinds of little roads for little shops for people to walk around. Now, the citizens of the city of Seatac probably are not going to use that. You know, it really should be an airport-related business.
South Center.
Of course.
So there's a development that's planned by the city of Seatac, believing that it's not going to be servicing the airport patrons, and that part of the city is going to attract the local residents. Is that right?
That was their idea.
And you were going to do some kind of development there as well.
Yes, but it was airport-related business.
Now, you've worked with the Attorney General, I think Rob McKenna, to try to bring back down a government accountability. And actually, there was a final report on an eminent domain task force, and some legislation was proposed out of that. What happened to that?
Yes. You know, we went down, James and I went to Olympia when he introduced the bill. You know, who spoke were Republicans, Democrats, rural, urban, women, men, all kinds of ethnic groups spoke. And, you know, I thought, oh my goodness, this bill will just get passed because so many people were for it. And would you know that in the Senate and in the House, neither one would have let it out of committee, so it didn't even get a vote.
And what would this bill have done?
Well, it was really, you know, as Mr. McKenna had developed a team that was Republicans and Democrats of all people, so it wouldn't have been a perfect bill for really property rights, but it really gave us more you know.
Yeah. I want to go to something that's very similar that's happening right now in the upstate of New York. Let's go to that right now.
The city says that an eminent domain will only be used as a last resort, that the property owners will be compensated fairly on market values. The city says it will mean more taxes, new jobs, and revenue. Mayor Mike Quirrell told us the project is for the good of the community.
We have a responsibility to the entire community. We do not want to hurt an individual property owner, business owner, but we have to look at the long-term plans in the long range for everyone in the community.
Oh, 2 businesses have agreed to sell, including that Chinese restaurant. Its owners from communist China said at a court hearing they never knew there was a law like this in the United States. The hearing will be held on May 5th to see if...
All right, so what would you tell those people up there, since you've gone through something just like what they're going through right now? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, form a group of people, because there are going to be many citizens that do not like the eminent domain to take your property away. Because, you know, if the government starts doing it for one person, then where do they end that? You know, I might add, when they, you know, he said you get a fair price for your property. But if you own a business, they pay you nothing for the business that you may have had there for 42 years. I'm not sure how many years they've been there. I think many years. They only pay you fair value, what they think is fair value for the property. And the business that you have built up is gone.
So was that entered into your discussions with the city of Seatac, the staffers and city council members? Did they ever understand your point of view in terms of the value of your business?
No, I do not. Well, I do not think the staffers understand it at all, because it is job security for them. If you look at even the Seatac in Ohio, you know, one of the council members says, well, if we don't get these condos built, how are we going to get revenue to keep our council going and keep our mayor going or whatever? Well, the issue to me is not how you pay for more government and more things, but how you can protect individual property rights.
10 seconds to go. City of Seatac comes to you and says, we're ready to get your property now. What are you going to do?
I'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to.
And that's going to be the last word. So, folks, if you want to learn more about what's happened down there, Facebook, Stop Seatac Eminent Domain, and we'll see you right here on Public Exposure next week. Take care.